tend to have a mix of most reports on VR and some they still like to have dictated.
I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Now I can get reports from my transcription vendor on a monthly basis and look at who's still using it by report type, by physician name. So that's the kind of thing, and our medical record directors in the hospital can do it as well, and the radiology directors could get it from them. So you could figure out if, hey, Dr. Smith just seems to have a hard time here, he's the only one dictating, and then work with him to find out why.
Yeah.
I will also say this was interesting, but last year Nuance had a security malware incident. They had ransomware, and they basically had to shut down their data centers. So the folks that were using normal transcription, because that's all based in Nuance's data centers, we were down. We didn't have any transcription, and it affected a lot of hospitals. The people that had PowerScribe on site, those radiologists were happy as a clam because it's all in-house, and they just kept on going. So I did get some emails from that about how happy they were to have PowerScribe, and a couple people were in process about how disappointed they were that it wasn't live yet. So sometimes, it's almost like negative reinforcement, and they go, hey, this isn't so bad. This is a lot better than what they just went through.
Yeah, I guess there's different ways that could play out, right? I mean, your workstation could go down just as easily.
True. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you rely on an offsite service, and that goes down. That could be a big headache.
It was a lot of fun for about 20 days.
20 days?
Yep.
No way. Wow. Okay. Well, okay. Watch out for that. Is Nuance kind of, do they have like a roadmap of future improvements and things to look out for, or do they kind of keep that sort of stuff under wraps? I imagine that this technology is still improving quite rapidly. It seems to be pretty mainstream now, but it's I imagine there's probably still some stuff to come in future. Any idea of what to expect?
Not with PowerScribe specifically, but I mean, if you guys go through an RFP process, I'm sure they'll do it. There are a couple other vendors that kind of compete with them in that space. I've not used them, but one's at Modal. They're actually based here in my hometown, but we don't use them for anything. But you'll find that one out there. And they seem to be kind of the big players. They've kind of swallowed up all the other companies, either or one of those two.
Just tell me the name of the competitor again, sorry, that you mentioned.
Yep. It's M as in Michigan, Modal. So yeah. MMODAL.
Okay.
And there may be some other ones, but those are the only two that I'm aware of that run a PowerScribe type system.
Yeah. So our client is actually already using PowerScribe in some places, but the adoption rate has been, I mean, it's like make it available to the doctors, switch it on, and let them use it. I don't think there's been a wholehearted push yet. So I would guess that we would continue to use that because it seems to be working okay for the ones who use it.
Okay.
Any other words of advice from your end, things we should be looking out for, things to know?
Not that I can think of. Definitely get some radiologists who'll spend some time building those macros because that'll make them a lot more efficient. If they don't, then they're just not taking advantage of some of the efficiencies. I don't know if you're setting this up as, one system where they can share macros across different locations. If you can do that, that would be good because then they don't really have to recreate some of them, so you can get up and live quicker. Plus, they can leverage. Maybe there's a doctor who's really good at this and just cranks a bunch of them out, and everybody else goes, "Awesome, I'll use this." So if you can do some of those things, that would probably be very helpful.
Okay. You don't find that the doctors get a bit proprietary about their own style of reporting?
Well, yes, they do. But Yeah, they do. Although I have seen some that at least they can agree across a broader group than just